and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's all, problems that find the through line through the culture, but it's so done so well here. And kudos to everyone. I love like Tiny was saying, I love the soundtrack. It goes well, and I feel like that they targeted Valentine's Day for this was perfect. If I had to put up a guess why it maybe didn't fare so well, it did open against Sonic the Hedgehog, Fantasy Island, and Downhill, so maybe it was just I kind of got lost in the shuffle with some stuff like that. But overall, a great film.
Well, one thing about like how you're saying with like black couples in movies, at least being portrayed in movies, you don't get to see them. At least in the majority of the ones that I've seen, they're not. It's not like they're not like a successful family, like a successful situation. Like like his brother, they were in a great place in their careers. They are both in a stable relationship. They have 2 kids. They're not divorced. They're not there's not like a you know what I mean. It's just it was really refreshing.
Yeah, it's finally portraying black people the right way. For a good example, and I just this came on at work, and the women's version of Ghostbusters, how the scientists are all successful white women, and then they hire the African American girl as their like the street savvy driver. You know what I mean? That's the only reason why she gets to be a part of the crew. And when you look at that in retrospect, it's kind of disrespectful, because you had a big writing room sitting there writing this script and thought that was okay. You know what I mean? And that's super weird.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's me just being too PC or whatnot, but I thought it was a good comparison or juxtaposition to this film where we don't see any of that, and they're portrayed as normal people as they are, and it's a great thing.
Yeah, very positive.
Like I said, it's kind of weird to see a movie like this, especially because I think black cinema sometimes gets a stigma from the mainstream, and it's shockingly really good. That's what I feel picking this movie was the right thing to do, especially during especially opening up 2021 with a good note.
Yeah.
But, who's your favorite character?
For me, May is really good. I thought she was. She's a fun character, and the kind of internal struggle that she goes through throughout the film, trying to figure everything out is. I thought she did a really good job, because she hasn't really been tested as much as an actor. She usually goes for, Insecure. She's writing it, so of course she's gonna fucking kill that. You know what I mean? Just like Lena Dunham did with Girls. Like it's the same thing. Like you just know your own material. It comes easy. And then she's done a few comedies recently where she's just having fun. But this, I feel like she really got to show her chops. So I'm gonna say for me it's May.
Yeah. I would say May, but for the comedy relief, even if it wasn't for too long, Lil Ray Howard did. He played like a good cheesy father, and they didn't make him seem like I said the PG and non too crazy made him seem like a good guy, dude. And they didn't do something absurd like we've been talking about with black cinema. You know what I mean? So that it's fun. It was a fun movie, family movie. You could watch it with the family. I mean, the kids would get bored, but maybe the parents would dig it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I have to say Michael was my favorite character. I felt like he really showed a lot of swag without speaking all that much, if that makes sense.
True.
He was just like that cool coworker you have, you know?
I like how he's looking out for his boy too, Andy.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm leaving, so I want you to do one thing, promote Andy. And she's like, no. But I thought that was really cool of him to do that and kind of look out for his buddy before he kind of was gone and didn't have his back anymore, really.
And that's cool, man. That's like, that's a person that really cares about, their fellow man.
Yeah.
That's why his character spoke a lot to me,
Mm-hmm. I'd want to say probably Isaac, both versions. So the one where he's in the past, and then the older one where he's where he meets his daughter May. But I really felt for the guy when he when May shows up and she says, "Oh hey, I'm May Morton. I'm Christina Ames's daughter." And then he kind of looks at her, and you can kind of see this glimmer of hope. And he's like, "Oh, is Christina here?" And then she's like, "No, she passed away a month ago, or I think that's what she said, a few months ago." And then he kind of, you see, like, he's kind of like, "Oh, like, damn." And then he ends up finding out that that May is his daughter, but he still held on to her, and then he kind of. He knew in the back of his mind that May was his daughter, or he had some type of, thought that she was his daughter, but was just too afraid to ask when he had saw her when she was like 4 years old. So I thought that was pretty cool. I like his story and how he was content on just living how he lived as a fisherman or a boatman, whatever he was. And living his life.
Yeah, he was a faithful guy, dude. Like he was gonna marry. Was it Christina Adams?
Yeah, Christina Ames.
He was gonna marry her, but since she dipped out on him, he got married 3 months after to someone else, dude. He just wanted to tie it up. So I guess her like her work got in the way, dude, and ruined that opportunity, dude. So I don't know.
I think
that was so. Good, dude. Like I don't know.
I think he got. I'm sorry to cut you off, bro.
Yeah, go ahead.
But yeah, I think that he just got. He got super discouraged and was like, "Yo, like she went to New York. She's not coming back." You know what I mean? Like, there's no fucking.
Her best friend even says like, he waited for you for 2 months, and you didn't call, you didn't do anything. So he just went with whoever that girl was who was waiting at the docks every day for him.
Yeah. And I think that's like a lesson, even for in general, for people that like, they're kind of scared of like, especially with if you're thinking about what other people are gonna say if I marry this guy or if I'm with this guy, And I think like they gave that insinuate like about her mom, like her mom was very like what, like his daddy doesn't have nothing. He's not gonna have nothing either, and that was like started kind of like playing with her head, like playing with like saying like damn, so like if I marry this guy, I'm not gonna be nothing either. So even though he helped her like build a dark room in the back, like helped her like with her photography, be a model for her, I just feel like this was like a typical like that. It felt like it was like a role reversal now in film, where like the guy leaves and then comes back and the girl's married to somebody else. And I love the fact that dynamic changed and it was a female leaving and a male waiting for her, but she comes back that he's married to somebody else.
Yeah, the gender swapped. Like she
which is
left,
which I was
he
like,
left, and then Lakeith left, dude. And so that was a good little touch, dude. The movie had so many good touches.
it was so much progressive. I love the men in this movie are very progressive. That's what I got away. I got away from that too. That the actual movie has a lot of male progressiveness. You know.
Yeah, in that they're treating women with respect. There's no disrespect on either end, which is another great thing to see. And one thing I wanted to point out before I forget, would you guys agree that I feel like Stella, the writer-director, really tapped in to like Nicholas Sparks type tropes, but flipped them on their head and wrote it from the the POC, point of view.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, totally agree. So, what would you guys give this movie?
I'd probably give it like a mid to high sevens, so 7.5 or around there. No disrespecting it, but I'd probably watch it again. I watched it on my own, so I'd probably watch it with Alyssa, and I think she'd enjoy it.
Yeah, definitely. I give it an 8.
Okay,
for sure. Everything was kind of good. I wish I could see more of these progressive movies.
Oh yeah,
showing up. I think definitely this was the right step forward.
Yeah. I'll give it a 7, dude. That's high for me because I don't watch these types of films as much. So yeah, dude, I think it deserves a solid 7. And it was good for PG-13, dude. And I think a solid 7 does as well.
Yeah.
I would say an 8. Probably between like a 7.5 and an 8, somewhere in between there.
Definitely agree.
I will say that this was probably the better drama film I've seen in a while. So
I'm kind of low key. I'm kind of glad that I chose this one instead of Closer. I didn't want to depress anybody because Closer is pretty fucking depressing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Diego Downer.
And I remember, so a little backstory. I remember Wesley was texting me, and I was at my friend's house, and I was hanging out with some of my coworkers. And I remember I was like, I just asked, I was like, wait, I don't know what movie I should choose. And the first thing that came into my mind, because I was hanging out with one of my best friends, like, oh, why don't you do Closer? And I remember I texted Wesley, and I was like, hey, why don't we do Closer? And then Wesley was like, damn, you're trying to end the year on a sad note. And I was I was just laughing about it. And then I was like, luckily I saw this movie and I changed my mind. I was like, nah, I want to do this one instead.
Closer would have been too easy and still as much depressing. You know what I mean? But yeah, very good pick, man. I congratulate you on picking to start the year off on a drama note, the drama love story, and it's still not that bad of a drama film. So yeah, dude, that's pretty different.
The two of you are starring in this illustrious romantic film. Obviously, people always say they haven't seen a good romantic film since they mention their favorite film. But we watch a lot of movies, we watch TV shows, so. Going into this, what did you want to do with this movie that you had not seen recently?
I think I wanted to be a part of a portrait that was that existed in a world of calm and a world without some of the worries that seem to accompany a lot of black skin on cinema. I wanted to live in a neutral world. I wanted to have a shot at love in a neutral way, and that didn't have to be influenced by trauma. And so I think this was an opportunity to live in that space and comfort.